I'm alive, or so it says. Well, hang on just a sec. We'll decrease a little bit of this light, excuse any mess in the background. I have been, I would say, viciously creating since I'm back by myself during the day, but I'm just catching up on things. So I've got today's stitch. Let's see, I might wait a minute. I do have my chat is for subscribers only. So if you'd like to subscribe, you can join in the chat with me. I do that to keep the bots out because they're very annoying. And I have found that by making my chat subscriber only, I'm actually getting a few more subscribers. So thank you for joining my channel. And if you're new here, I do a little of everything. Crochet. So I will back up and say you will not see a knitting on here unless it's me attempting knitting again, but I'm not going to show you knitting or any of that. But I crochet, I sew, I quilt, I art, I garden, I thrift, I just do a little of everything. So that's why it's kind of called Aunt Beck's Creations, and we kind of cover everything. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Kristen. So let's talk about today's stitch. And it is called the Crochet Bar Stitch. And I found it on Hooked by Robin. I don't know. I'm looking to see if we've done a stitch with Hooked by Robin. We did. Our last stitch, the rice stitch, was with Robin. So Hooked by Robin, Crochet Bar Stitch. I will say that I did add a stitch back to get me back to the 132, but don't do that. I ended up at the end of the row where she has crochet in the last two. I ended up crocheting the last three. Unless you want to get back to the 132 stitches, you'll just have an extra single crochet at the end of each pattern row. So the first thing you will have to do, and she'll tell you this, but I'm just telling you so you can get a head start. Her pattern, the actual, the part that creates the bar, it doesn't start until row 4. Yeah, row 4. Actually, no, row 3, and then the pattern repeat starts row 4. So what you do is you're going to do 2 full rows of single crochet. Then you're going to do row 3, which she'll tell you is the tricky bit because you're going to be doing single crochets, 2 single crochets, and then you do a double crochet 2 rows below around the bar of the single crochet. Don't worry, it sounds complicated. It is not. The only thing you have to be cautious of is when you're working that double crochet, because you're working down the you have your single crochets row there, and then you do 2 single crochets in the single crochets. Then the double crochet is worked not the same row, but the row below. And so what you'll need to do is make sure you elongate your double crochet so that the top of it falls even with the single crochets. I'm going to show you mine in just a second. I want to go over the notes I took while doing it. And I will look at chat in just a minute. Let's see if there's anything else. There's a chain 1 at the end. It doesn't count as a stitch. It just gets you to turn. So the end ends with chain 1. And then once you start doing the repeat, it's like you do a row of single crochet and then you do the tricky row where you do 2 single crochets and then a double crochet around the front post of the stitch 1 row below. I'll show you in a minute. And let's see. She also shows you that you can switch your colors more often. So each time you turn and you're going to do a single crochet, what you can do is go ahead and change colors again. And she shows you what that looks like, and it's very intriguing. So you may want to do that. I'm going to show you mine now. That's all the notes I had written down. Again, it's by Hooked by Robin. The link is in the description box. I also, if you're just getting here and you want to start this crochet along, we are on stitch number 11. So you have a little bit of catching up to do, but we're only doing a few rows. I think I did 3 repeats of the stitch. After the 2 rows of single crochet, then I started doing the stitch, and I did it 3 times. So this is what it looks like. And it's flat on the back. So what I was thinking is, wouldn't this make awesome hat banding? Because look, if you flip it up, wouldn't that make for a cool hat band? So this is one of those I'm going to write that in my notes. Hat brim, or what do they call it on a ski hat? The part you roll up. Brim? Is that the brim, or is it? I don't know. But I'm going to use this on a hat for Scott, I think. He loves to have a part that curls up. And he wants his hats to go down below his ear and then to have this fold up. So his ears are always covered because he's a bald man. And he needs all the help he can get when it's cold. So that's our stitch. And my color is not showing up. It is lime green. I'm going to take a picture of it. And for anybody new, these are all the stitches we've done. We have a wonky border. But you know what I think we're going to do? When it comes to adding the borders, we're just going to do a wavy border, and it'll blend all that in. It won't matter. So that's all the stitches we've done. I've got some on the right side, some on the wrong side. I have not paid attention. If I'd thought about it, I would have had like everything that's got the right side to it on the right side. I think Leslie is doing that. But, I figure blankets get tossed about. So I've got like those 2 are on that side. But then when you get down to this one that we did here, it's on the back side. And I think the almonds are the other way. But again, this is just to learn the stitches. So there's your crocheted bar stitch. Anybody got any questions? I might put the camera down so you can see the blanket again in all its stitchy glory. I think my favorite so far has been the one that we did with Crystal at Bag of, what is it? Bag O something. Bag O, hang on. Sorry, Crystal. I should know it. Bag Day. And yeah, so that stitch is just so pretty. I wish the color would show up because it's very lime green. Maybe if I close this other blind. No, it still looks minty. But it's more lime than this. It's like neon lime. So that's all our stitches. I kind of got them all in the screen. And this is all thrifted yarn that I got thrifting. So I'm just using whatever I come across. I would have bought a lot more of that yarn at the Goodwill I went to the other day because they had all that Caron Simply Soft for $1.99 a skein. But I said, I'll just pick up, what did I get? 3 or 4 colors of it. And then when Mom and I went to Michael's, let me show you this. They had this Caron Big Donut Ogo yarn. And I got 2 colorways, and I got 3 of each of these. So when you open these, you start working from one end and work your way around. It's a lot of fun. But this pattern was hanging on the peg. You know how they put the freebie patterns? Hi, Heather. So what I did is I said, it needs 3 of these. And they've marked these down. These are normally $11.99 a skein. And Michael's had them marked down to $4.99 a skein. So I got 3 of this one and 3 of this one. And I have started this shawl with their huge pockets. And this one's for my mom with the blue colors. And then this one's going to be for me with the browns and the red and pinks and purple. So I'm going to make one for my mama first. And I've started it. And I want to show you this stitch. And I can show you how the donut opens and you work with it. I'm not going to show you how to do this stitch because I have to concentrate so hard. Because each row, see how it opens up like a big worm? And what they said on the pattern is to make your pockets, these 2 big pockets, from the same end of 2 different skeins so that my pockets will actually look exactly alike. So I feel like I'm in awful close on that, but it may just be that the stuff is all big. Hang on just a sec. Let me see. No, it's just at 100%. There's nothing I can do to change it. But this is what the stitch is. And this is the right side of it. It's a beautiful stitch. But you do your chain and then you do row 1 and then the rest of the pattern is 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, rows 2, row 3. But I have to pay attention because there's a lot of things you have to do toward the middle of the row for each row. So it's like I had to blow this up and I started a sheet. And every time I finish a row, I say, okay, that was a row 2. So I write row 2 and then I write row 3 after I finish the next one. But I think this is going to be an awesome thing for both me and Mom because we both have that problem at the base of our neck. And we get chilled there easy. And I thought the big pockets are nice too. So I'm going to make one for my mom and one for myself. And it's so funny. You take the label off and there's a little plastic thing in the middle. And as soon as you clip it, it goes boing like a big worm. So I'm going to keep working on this, just in the quiet of the day. Maybe sit out on the porch because it's really pretty out there right now. And we don't have a whole lot of bugs. Yes, this is quite dense too. I'm pretty sure this is an acrylic yarn, 100% acrylic. And it says if you take one of these, in 5 hours, you can have the scarf they show here on the cover. And see how it changes color as you work around, which I thought was cool too. I just wanted to share that. That's just an aside from what we're really here for. This is a stitch of the week. So we're all caught up now. So I'll get back to where I'm just doing one stitch each Friday at 10 a.m. I may come live like this, or I may just do the video and have it release at 10 o'clock on Friday. So the stitch is pretty easy. Robin does a great job, just like she did with the rice stitch. This it's a lot easier than it looks like it is. And I am definitely going to keep this as a go-to for hat brims. So that's all I have. I don't want this video to be long because it's part of the playlist and I want people to be able to work along. So that is all I have for you guys. My next plan for next week, tentatively, because I just don't know what each day is going to hold. This one's drawn up a lot as it's sat too, but it stretches back out. I'm going to do Wednesday at 3 o'clock. And we will be doing bits and bobs from our binder and pocket number 9. All right. Oh, okay. I'm glad I could share what it looks like and how those. It's a Karen Ogo. And it's a fun skein to work with. I think it would make adorable children's sweaters. All right. So happy stitching to all the fellow hookers out there. Hookers as in we use a hook. Ha ha ha, as Anne says. All right. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you later. Bye, guys. Have a great day and weekend.